presidential disaster declaration in the United States. In this video, I'm talking about the presidential disaster declaration that was made by President Donald Trump as a result of the coronavirus spreading to all the states in the United States of America. President Donald Trump signed a declaration called the Presidential Disaster Declaration. He tweeted on April 12, 2020, and he said something. "We are winning and will win the war on the invisible enemy." President Trump is saying that the United States will win the war on the invisible enemy. And when he signed the Presidential Disaster Declaration, President Trump was very optimistic that America will win the war against the invisible enemy. I don't know what he considers to be the invisible enemy. Is it the coronavirus, or is it China, or is it any other powers, whether physical power or spiritual power? It's very interesting that Andrew Cuomo, the governor of New York, has said that the virus is receding in New York State and New York City, and it is not God who did it. It is not faith that did it. It is not prayers that did it. They did it by themselves. And this is mockery, mocking God, the mother of all mockeries. And if you read the book of Psalms, chapter 94, verse 1 to 2, you will see that the Lord will render a reward to the proud. And so the proud Andrew Cuomo, the Lord will render his reward. I'm not sure whether the reward will come now, but it will definitely come in the future, because he publicly mocked God on TV, saying that it is not God who is doing it. He's claiming credit for that. And he has to remember that King Herod, who tried to claim credit that belonged to God, God struck him and he died. And so the Presidential Disaster Declaration that was signed by President Trump, does it have any prophetic significance? And I believe, yes, it has. The United States got independence in 1776, and there's no record in history where there has been a declaration of disaster that covers all the United States. Symbolically, you can see that the declaration of disaster that covers all of United States happened in 2020, at a time when President Trump, the 45th president, is in power in the United States. I've already made a video that the name Trump has prophetic implications. It relates to the sounding of the seventh, the final trumpet of heaven, which I've already talked about, that the Lord revealed to me that the seventh or the final trumpet of heaven has sounded. I had that vision on August 27th, 2013. So it's very interesting that the Trump president, or President Trump, the final Trump president, President Trump, has signed a presidential declaration, disaster declaration, covering United States, and that is the first time it has ever been done in the history of America from 1776 to 2020, and this is the first time it has happened during the time of all American presidents, the 45th presidents who have ruled in America. This is happening during the time of President Trump, the Trump president, the president whose presidency should be considered as a warning of the end of the world. This is not the first time that there will be disaster in the United States, but we must take notice that Babylon United States, or Babylon America, is going to have a final disaster. It will be a time when there will be disaster all over United States. At the time when President Trump is trying to reopen the American economy, people are hopeful that that will be the end of a disaster. But the final disaster will come. It will come when, after that disaster has come, nobody, no president will be able to reopen the American economy or the American government and American society. If you read the book of Revelation, chapter 18, a time will come when the United States will have a disaster. It will not be an ordinary disaster. It will be a desolation. The whole nation will be desolated. It will be destroyed by fire. And if you read Revelation chapter 18, verse 8, it will be a disaster where the Lord himself will judge United States. And strong is the Lord who judges her. If you read Revelation chapter 18, verse 8, it stated that strong is the Lord who judges her. So the Lord is going to judge United States. Whatever Andrew Cuomo thinks, whether God is there or God is not there, the judgment of coronavirus in New York City is very little compared to the final judgment that is coming to the United States. It's a judgment where Babylon America will fall. It will fall by fire, not by coronavirus, and that will be the end of the United States. So that judgment is coming. The question we have to ask is that who will be the president of the United States when the ultimate disaster comes? Who will be the president to declare presidential disaster in the United States? The final judgment of Babylon America that is spoken of in the book of Revelation chapter 18 will be a divine judgment. And so it will be a divine declaration. The Lord has already decreed that Babylon America will fall and to rise no more, and it will fall by fire. It will be destroyed in 1 hour. So that is the judgment that is coming. So Andrew Cuomo, the judgment on Babylon America is coming. It will be worse than what is happening in New York City. This is Messiah Revelation Ministry, spreading the word of the Lord to all the four corners of the earth. Thank you.